Need some water. Your head's getting a little bit older. All right. Welcome to Roadwarden. Welcome to Roadwarden. Let me change the category. Roadwarden, the game that nobody is going to know anything about. They try and carve the world, yet their memories and tales dwindle. Their shells wither away, homes and statues turn to dust. The wilderness prevails, as indifferent as time. This is Roadwarden, okay? I don't even know how I found this game. It was literally just like one of those splatterings on my Steam recommended page. It knows what kind of games that I like, and my government agent is watching me through an AI bot that tracks all of my movements, and they were like, he liked this game. And I like this game. So in Roadwarden, you play as the Roadwarden, the new one. Let me actually get you an accurate description. You are the Roadwarden, a brave stranger putting your life on the line to make a difference in this grim fantasy world. While most people would never risk a solitary journey through the wilder parts of the lands, you willingly accept the struggle. You guard travelers, connect isolated villages, support merchants, and repel attacking creatures, bandits, or even the undead. A powerful merchant guild has called on you for your services, sending you on a journey to the unknown plains of a mysterious peninsula and blah, 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 blah. That's enough description. Okay, welcome to Roadwarden. Everyone knows to stay away from the wilderness. Most people never risk a lonely journey. Roadwardens not only accept the struggle, they embrace it. They deliver messages, assist merchants, burn human corpses, and if possible, get rid of beasts and highwaymen. They live on the road, die young, or retire early. It's a dangerous job, but a respectable one. But most importantly, pays well. Pays well. Merchant guilds got their issues. They pay well. So it's 40 days. You get sent off for 40 days. They want you to explore the peninsula and report back to them with anything that you find. And at the end of the 40 days, no matter what is left undone, it gets left undone. No matter what you do, you have to get back to the city. And we venture out. The wall is still standing. There are no wolves around, no stretch of blood. Good signs. Let me check volume right quick. Let me check volume. And perfect. That still sounds loud to me, but it looks good. No BS. So let's keep it. I'll turn it down on my headphones. All right. The wall is still standing. There are no wolves around, no stench of blood. Good signs. This should be the place you're looking for. You're supposed to meet with a group of soldiers, but hear no voices, no sounds of labor. The gate's ajar, but the camp isn't safe. It may keep away the goblins and pebblers, but not the beast folk nor troll. And the night is near. Your palfrey breathes heavy. Had a long day. This is when I had to Google, the palfrey is my horse. And in a world where there's a lot of just like weird names for creatures, I thought palfrey was like gonna be some miniature moose, donkey, something. It's just a horse. But doors ajar, you know. We're on alert. We're sneaking. Covering the noise, you doubt anyone noticed the clatter of hooves. The short, dry grasses barely cover the arid soil of this valley. But you're maybe a minute away from the edge of the sparse woods, which get denser as they climb up the hills. At best, this trail has a few more years before getting overgrown for good. Hard to believe it's the only route north. One in the north. Nah, I'm not ditching shelter. I have played this game once before. No spoilers. It's been a couple years. Maybe more than that. Let's sneak up. Your heavy boots hit the ground and the pain of the long ride finally catches up with you. You stretch out, bringing your back and legs comfort. All you want now is a table, a decent chair, and a nice mug of beer and some warm stew. If he ain't me for real. With any luck, your axe won't be needed here. I think that was a story damage tick. I think I was bound to get that one eventually. If it's a military camp, it doesn't look the part. Plenty of wasted space. The fire pit's cold. 2 people are sitting at the table, tired and disheartened. They're looking in different directions, paying no attention to one another. One of them is holding a cup. After a moment, you notice the quiet humming. You recognize the melody of a light-hearted drinking song from the city harbor. True. They're singing. They're carrying on. You know, this is the first stop. We'll see if they attack us. I got some health to spare. By the way, you should 100% finish Attack on Titan. If you haven't been spoiled of it yet. I feel like Attack on Titan is one of the big ones of our time. People try and say like Jujutsu Kaisen and Jujutsu Kaisen and Dandadan, and like Dandadan is very good. Jujutsu Kaisen feels like it's a take or a miss, although I love one of the characters in it. Attack on Titan is one of the big ones of our time, alright? I feel like you have to watch that one. If you were like looking for some other ones. Well, I'm drawing a blank. And also, you said you didn't watch a lot of anime, so, I don't know. I've managed not to see anything about it. I probably will get back to it. See? It's dark, though. I've had multiple people tell me they couldn't finish it just because of how dark of a series that it was. Just like you, she's wearing a gambeson, but hers is a bit loose. It looks like she took it off a corpse. Her head is shaven, and she's as if she's protecting herself from flesh-eating bugs. Her eyes are weary, yet kind. She smiles. Considering the squad was sent here half a year ago, these 2 surely look the part. Though there should be more of them. 8, you believe. Well, I'm approaching, and I just barged in the gate. And I'm just like staring at them. I'll speak first. Alright. Elder, I need one decision from you. I need one decision. And I will base the entire rest of the game based around this one decision, okay? We have 5 different modes of interacting with people, and how you are meant to interact can depend on how the person presents themselves, okay? No spoilers here. No spoilers. I want you to give me a mode for how you would prefer me to respond to people. I have friendly, playful, distant, intimidating, or vulnerable. If there is no answer, then I'm gonna pick one, and I feel like I'm gonna do something a little bit spicy. Here. Licks my lips. I have playful. Friendly, playful, those 2 kind of sound similar. Distance, intimidating, and then vulnerable. I guess this is like the wheel. I guess you go like across the gradient. Joker, witty comment, or supportive and cordial. I guess it's a little different, but these 2 kind of feel similar. Hide your emotions, hinted at threat, be sad, or hopeless. Or hopeless. This is me IRL walking up into work like, it's over! True story. I like playful, but it'd be kind of funny just to come into their camp and just threaten them the whole time. Hey, you made this choice, okay? You made this choice. And it's too late, I've already locked it in. We are going to be the gruff, grizzled Roadwarden in this playthrough, alright? Just a real tough guy. What's up with the tone? The man scowls at you. Though he doesn't reach for his mace. We've nothing against you. Just ignore it, adds the second soldier, turning towards you. It's me you need to speak with. Are you a mercenary? Rock up to him. Disrespect him in front they squad. I'm your new Roadwarden. What you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it, huh? Hey, you mess with me, You mess with the Merchant Guild. And the city. And me. Are you now? That explains it a bit. As long as you keep the roads safe from goblins and wolves, it doesn't matter that you're an ape-ass. Hey, yo. An ape-ass? We're killing him. We're killing him. She stands up, resting her hand on the hilt of her sword. Where's your mount, Roadwarden? So unsaddle it before it falls asleep. She glances at the gate, then at her companion. Her voice is strong, her shoulders straight. I expect you're looking for directions. I'm Lieutenant Tulia. Okay. Let me see how I can do this, because this is important. This is important. I've never done this before. Okay, maybe they have it in the game. Maybe they have it in the game and I don't need to actually bring up a note for it. Tulia, gate lady, we pissed off. Confirm. There you go. She hadn't popped up yet. I don't know if she's like one of the ones that we'll really need to remember. So unsaddle it before it falls asleep. She gazes at the gate. I expect you're looking for directions. I'm Lieutenant Tulia. I'm Mud. The lieutenant nods and crosses her arms. Well, let's talk after you bring your beast. Should also prepare for the night. The soldier in the shirt also rises to his feet. You'll have to sleep on the ground under the stars. That's fine. Nice, peaceful, little relaxing night in the woods. Night in the woods? Night in the woods. You walk through the gate. Night in the barn. Your mount looks around and snorts anxiously. Not many humans could ride a horse. I'm not only taller than you, but also bulky. Heavy as it is strong. You can get in the saddle with a single breath, but most people wouldn't know where to even begin. From every side, it's a wall of flesh. Horses were brought to the Dragon Woods from the conquests in the south. They can trot for a long time, but won't outrun some of the local monsters. Your palfrey needs you to survive, but without you two, it would be lost. But without it, you too would be lost. Okay. You know, as much as you made me out to be an ass, an ape ass, my only companion out here. Takes a few steps towards you, scolding you with another snort. You scratch the bottom of its neck with confidence and strength, just the way it likes it. Humans see useful animals and even pets as monsters in disguise. Getting emotionally attached to them is believed to lead humans to their doom. But you know that horses need companionship. You end next to the fire pit, removing the saddle. You want something better to eat than this shabby grass, you should look for an inn. So we're just getting settled in for the night. We've introduced ourselves. I wouldn't be sleeping next to these people. Alright, Elder. Big decision time. Big. You know, if we end up being like a puny little scholar and talk shit like that, I don't feel like it's gonna work out well for us. I don't feel like it's gonna work out well. Imagine you're up in a dude's face and you're really just picking a fight and you're looking at him and he's like, yeah, what are you gonna do about it? And I'm like, well, maybe I will do something about it. And then I have to back up and open my book to the right page and read the enchant and also hope that I have the required recipe to cast that spell. Like, bro, I'd rather just uppercut a person. As a matter of fact, I lied. You're not getting the choice. You unpack and inspect your belongings. Their water skin isn't pierced. Spare clothes are still here. Just in case, you take a look at your wooden bowl and mug, your cape, tinderbox, bandages, food rations, knife. Nothing special or too cumbersome. Too cumbersome. Yup. I agree with this. They're at the table, chatting between themselves. There's no meal for you, but you can sit down on a tree log. I mean, I can eat at any time. Rations won't go bad like that. Rather learn what I'm getting into. She's focused and chooses her words carefully. She looks away only when she gathers her thoughts. I can only say as much as I know, and that's not much. She nods towards the other soldier. As you can see, there's a lot of us left. There's not a lot of us left. At the beginning of summer, there were 8 of us, including our previous lieutenant. 5 are dead, 1 has run away in tears. We're also strangers in this land, adds her companion. Any piece of information that may help me do my job. The man leans forward, his legs shake nervously. Sounds like a kid asking a bard to sing one more story, tell one joke, or do a magic trick. Okay. Whatever it takes to escape from boredom. His untrimmed beard hides a much younger face than you originally thought. What did the officials tell you? I expect not that much. No soul governs these lands. Ooh, I like that idea. I will be the governor of these lands. Ape-ass response. Ape-ass response. You get nothing from me, you tell me everything, okay? I don't stutter. This must be what it feels like whenever police officers first get their badge and they're like, yeah, you get it, whatever. You think how unprepared you are for this task. Since this area is too far away from Holovan to keep it under control, you are warned that it's untamed and unknown. Who knows how many villages, bandits, or monsters may be found in these unmapped hills and forests. A place of both danger and opportunity. Unless you tell us, smaller chance that these commanders will send us here again. There's bitterness in her brief laughter. I'm fine without a soldier's life, you know? I just hope to find an outpost where I won't have to bid farewell to most people I know. You know what? It's understandable. Understandable. Where should we start? Okay. Before I continue my journey, I need to ask them about the peninsula, the Roadwarden, and the rope. I guess. So the big 3 things, well, I guess it's more than 3, but the big things that you need to know about the area are what happened to the previous Roadwarden, because I'm the new Roadwarden. So, like, finding the old one is part of the job. About the area, that's just like a given. And then everything else is just having to do with, like, defending the people and then proctoring trade. But I'd like to know about the land itself. Somebody is honking. You know, I sit in front of a big window. Like, I can see the cars as they pass by the hill. Somebody's honking their horn very loudly. I wonder why. I'll tell you what I know, and you'll be the judge, says the lieutenant. How long did it take you to get here from the city? On a decent palfrey, I guess it'd be 3-4 days. When you confirm, she continues. From here, you can reach the coast in about a day as long as you don't make any stops. You know the situation? Why no ships can get here? You nod. Sea route allows Hovleven officials to keep in touch with the coastal villages, collect taxes, move the soldiers, collect lumber, deliver tools. But maintaining order on a wild coast, such as this one, is like filling the ocean depth with coin. Because of the rocks, you can hardly stop a ship 5 miles from the shore. The boats can't get much closer. Oh, I see. So the only way out here is through the desolate nothingness. She nods. I don't know much about fishing, but there's not that many people living by the shore. They don't crave to stay in touch with the city folk. As she pauses, her companion carries on. No soul from the north ever came to the camp, but when we traveled to the roadside inn, Pelt to the north, they're happy to trade and to play dice. Why not just stay in one of the settlements? Don't take it the wrong way, Mud. Are you a devout soul? As devout as they come, you know? Oh, goodness. You know, this was just like a game check until this happens in real life, like way too much. You know, nothing against any kind of people or anything. Uh... For many years I've supported a monastery that does its best to advance mankind's spiritual growth. Hard to see articles all of following the orders is true. I'm from a small village. For me, the freedom of shell and the soul remain virtues of life. I know this one is magic, I think. Although I think all of these are magic. Overcome threats of nature and spirits and followed by the path of my ancestors. Some of the beliefs may be considered sinister and treacherous by the city folk. You'd probably call me a pagan. I just don't like that word. It's such a strong word. I mean, I can be known as hedonic. I've been known as practicing hedonism. Whatever. The man nods. I heard that most Roadwardens drift away from the churches. It doesn't matter to me. Neither of us, I think, adds the lieutenant preparing, keeping it her companion. I just wanted to make sure I won't step on any touchy subject. The people here are disquieting. Every few words she taps the table with her finger. Their traditions won't help them negotiate with the officials. Here, she starts to draw lines with her index finger as if she's pointing at an invisible map. The peninsula is connected with roads like a big circle. In the northwest, you'll find a weird village at a bog. Not exactly pagan, I don't think. It even has a priest who claims to be an eremite. What is an eremite? I don't have anything at all in my journal, do I? I think I looked through this already. No. No, I do. I do. But it's not there. Doesn't matter. They do crazy shit, her companion chirped in. They use the dead to cut down the trees and dig in the soil. Once I saw it, I begged to never return there. I've heard such tales as this one since you were a child. If an isolated settlement manages to survive without a city's influence, its customs and traditions grow more and more alien. Every generation learns how to adapt to the dangerous conditions they have to deal with, and the rustic pagan traditions muddy their river of faith. The United Church often warns members about the crazy druids, necromancers, and blood mages, the bringers of doom, the traitors to humankind. You ever played D&D? You know, I've been a part of 2 D&D groups in my entire life. And one had a terrible DM, and the other one, I was a necromancer. I was a necromancer with a sword. True story. True story. Let's see. How about the east? She stares off across the camp. Hard to tell. We only went there once. There are hills, forests, rivers. We saw a tunnel sculpted in leaves and branches, but we never entered it. Wilderness all around. You love D&D? What class do you play? What class do you play? D&D's cool. I gotta get back into it. I guess my big nerd game recently is I went out last weekend and played Magic the Gathering. It's true. I run Ur Dragon. And all colors. In commander format. Okay. Any monsters worth mentioning? He saw all sorts of beasts. The man starts to count his fingers. Goblins, tree ants, cats large and small, runners, howlers, wolves, spiked boars, mouflon eaters, griffins. Jesus, brother. Okay, Jesus. Some could catch up with most mounts. Tulia glances at her companion. Though a palfrey should be fine. The trees are so tall that the flying creatures keep to the coast and the mountains. There's not that many humans around, and the animals are busy fighting amongst themselves. They fight more for food than territory. The soldier cracks his knuckles. Don't provoke them and ride fast. Just count on luck. All I need to know. Any ideas what happened to the previous Roadwarden? We're getting into the juicy stuff. Takes a deep breath. Aren't you a bit late for a rescue mission? We haven't heard from him in almost half a year. Low-key love being a sorcerer. I promise I don't take 10 years to decide what I'm doing. Either you have to take 10 years or you have to be casting Fireball. Nah, there's no in between there. There's no in between. Oathbreaker Paladin. Yeah. Now, Paladin's definitely the coolest class. They wanted me to play Necromancer. I definitely am not a mage type of person. I'm the brutish, head off, smack something 1,000 times, get 2 attacks, and maybe smack them a couple more times and hope my dice rolls are good. And so far, that has led to me missing a dice and not actually getting us hit, and missing a dice and not actually getting... I still play that same class, and I think Paladin just gives it a little bit of extra spice. I'm definitely a Paladin fan. Definitely a Paladin fan. But Sorcerer's cool too. I think playing a mage in D&D was really interesting because you get that move called like Prestidigitation, and it lets you like put a mystical hand out and like, grab stuff. That's super awesome. That would actually be my superpower in real life. The bearded soldier starts to scratch the table with the tip of his knife without looking at you. I don't remember his voice. Always busy, drowning in things to take care of. He would sit somewhere, sharpen his sword, fix his loud mail, clean clothes, write notes on that wax tablet of his. Yep, and leave it dawn. Unlike us, Asterion never gets bored. Okay, that's his name. Asterion. It did actually add him. Short but broad shoulders, red hair and beard, pale, wears mail, rides on a 4-legged lizard. Okay. If anyone knows if he's dead, they won't tell us. Maybe someone is keeping him in a basement. The man carves with passion. We haven't seen him or his Saurian. Saurian? Something ate them, I bet. The officials hired you, right? They don't expect him to return. Richer Roadwardens often use 4-legged, meat-eating Saurians as their mounts. They have to be tamed and trained since they're hatching. But unlike horses, they can easily defend themselves from many monsters. At least your palfrey is fast and reliable, and won't suddenly sink its teeth into an innocent passerby. Oh, okay. It's kind of like riding on an alligator. Neither one of us has any insight into his dealings, so they don't know. Oh no, wait, I almost forgot. She stands up and heads to a nearby tent. He has kids in a village near Hovleven. I was planning to take all his things there. A pouch, a second spear, a decent bow, maybe some potions. Quite a treasure. He glances at you. But I would much prefer to bring them the truth about their father. Do you want me to find out what happened to him in exchange for his stuff? Please. I'll take a bow. I'll take an early bow. Here's the catch. She dusts the hilt off her sword. I've hired a messenger to ask the commanders for further orders. She hasn't returned and you know nothing about her. She either ran away or something happened to her. She sighs with resignation. You're meant to stay here until fall. What do you think? Come see us, tell us what you've learned about the man, and we'll get back to Hovleven together? You think about your real mission. You're planning to return to Hovleven in early fall anyways. I love it. Paladins are actually so good. I love using Prestidigitation. Prestidigitation is the way that you cheat anything. And I swear, all right, homebrew, willing, there's a way to hover with Prestidigitation. I know it says 5 pounds. I know it says 5 pounds. Something like that. Definitely need that move in real life. If I had Prestidigitation in real life, I would be reaching out and tickling people in the ball. If he's alive, I don't think he's going to be happy about me taking away all of his possessions. True, but he's considered dead. I doubt he'd begrudge you anything. Who knows, he may just find a shell lying on the roadside tomorrow. He wears mail, uses a spear, mostly. Maybe 5 feet tall, but stout. Long, red beard, short hair, pale face. Rarely smiles. She glances at her companion. But after he adds nothing, she sits down and stretches out her legs. To find out what happened to him. Dead, alive, left. Just let me know. Well. Did they actually just give me, like, his bow? They did. They straight up just gave me his bow. I have money. We're getting somewhere. What if you also just gave me a rope? What if you literally like kitted me out and also gave me a rope? You're in luck. She heads back towards the crates and moves aside a large linen sack, revealing a rope. She brings it back and nonchalantly sits it down on her chair. Take it. I was planning to leave it behind. Bro, we're... Thank you? Thank you? You thinking of mage hand? Because yes, having a mage hand would be so insanely useful IRL. Oh! Prestidigitation is the one that just lets you do like minor illusionary stuff, isn't it? It's like you can change the color of something. No, yeah. Prestidigitation is cool. I wanted mage hand. I definitely wanted mage hand. Prestidigitation. Prestidigitation. Prestidigitation? How to pronounce
Prestidigitation.
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 Okay, yes. Prestidigitation. Yeah. Yeah. I need to run like a wizard with a high charisma stat check so I can be like, what do you mean you're looking for oranges? These are red. We call them reds. Roll charisma, insight, trickery check. Tulia nods. For now, you leave the rope on the table. The man shrugs. Bandits happen. And monsters. Strong Ben, though, his companion chips in. When we got to the peninsula in spring, we saw some people living in this camp. The lieutenant decided to avoid it and look for an inn. He had to travel through the night for a bit. The soldiers... They killed some, took the others away, who knows where. They were letting the northerners go, hoping to avoid their wrath. It kind of worked, adds the soldier. We asked them for help, but they refused. We had to clear the entire camp on our own. And that's why 3 of our people died. Don't exaggerate. It's not like the lieutenant didn't make a mistake. We wanted to get rid of them and take over their camp, but we didn't know the enemy well enough. We were outnumbered, and they had an ice mage among them. At least we cleared the roads, saved lives. They were attacked. They were mortared. Nothing that would surprise you. Those of us who survived the skirmish were young. Too inexperienced to spend a summer in this place without a good leader, and they didn't trust me. One of them got caught by a tree ant. Another one ignored my orders to perform some sort of ritual hunt, so a werebear tore to pieces. Last one tried to act tough. Didn't tell us that he had a cut in his hand while cleaning his gabison. He let out a nasty chuckle. We had to cut it off, and he was so ashamed that he decided to walk north, find a new life, disappear. Man, infection in early civilization would have been crazy. I guess we've already made our bed. Might as well stick to it. I once used it to make a guy think he peed himself during a fight to make him leave his post so we could sneak into a place. Made him pee himself? Your pants are wet, your pants are wet, your pants... Bro. Legit. I would be doing it. He peed himself because he was so intimidated when we walked up. Just a very broad move. Lets you do anything. You can do anything with it. Well, Tulia must have become lieutenant because everybody else died. Their mission was obviously just to do things and know stuff. It's much less of a camp as it is just like a little whatchamacallit. But I do need to know where to go next. Soldiers answer quickly. The inn, of course. Grabs his empty mug. The one northwest from here. Can't afford the room. Main hall is free of charge. Locals gather there. The northern road is much traveled. The hunters will tell you about this and that, and you'll have a chance to introduce yourself. The innkeeper can listen and knows many souls. How can I make a good first impression? Avoid cheap jokes, stick to trade, and don't waste his time. Show him that you can be relied on. That's good enough for me. Yeah. You sure? We may not be around the next time you come here. I'll click on them, see if there isn't any checks. She doesn't trust me. She doesn't trust me. Alright, there you go. Nothing at all. One more thing, if I can. The bearded man approaches you. Can you take the first watch? Splitting time between 3 people makes a great difference. You think for a moment. To fully rest, you need a good sleep. I feel like I'm fixing to get a knife in the back if I say, yeah, I'm not doing watch. I'm just showing up and going to the next place over. Maybe I'm too kind-hearted. I'll say sure. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Fabulous. He pats you on the shoulder. It should be calm at least before midnight. Wake me up in a few hours or even earlier if anything happens. I nod or I smile. I nod. We'll give him a good old nod. You go to the barrel and splash water on your face, which makes you even more aware of how much you need a bath. After the night, it only gets worse. The horse is already napping, still too anxious to lay down. Oh, I stink. I'm stinking. Oh, I need a shower. You think you'd survive in a do you think you would survive? God, my stutter is like getting worse. Maybe it's just like whenever I'm tired. Do you think you would survive in like this era? You know what I'm talking about? Like pre-technological era. Wood houses, dysentery in the water, life expectancy at 30. You think you'd make it? I think I would. I'd be tanking infection. I walk around looking like that zombie guy from Mortal Kombat. Shoulder in his shirt is eager to guide you. Just observe the area. Plenty of griffins around, though they won't try and jump over the palisades. Probably. Better watch out for the apes. Climb up and carry out any food they can find. There's this one really loud were-elk that keeps smelling the wall, though it never tried to get in. Points at a gate. The lieutenant and I will block the entrances. Quite heavy. If anyone comes out here looking for shelter, better call us to help you out. And if this someone is being chased by wolves or anything, better throw them the rope instead. If it gets cold, feel free to make a fire. The best place is on the watchtower. You want to put a blanket there or something. Is this the watchtower? I don't feel like there's much of a watchtower anywhere in here. Yep, that is the watchtower. He points at the pile of crates. Yep. Real bit piece shelter. Real bit piece shelter. Probably not. Probably not. You didn't even give it a chance. You're gonna walk out there and lie down on the ground, wait for the were-elks to take you. My current state, maybe if I had someone else do all the hunting stuff. Alright. We'll put you on, fishing duty. Put you on steak duty. You need to be the one that puts up all these steaks. For the most time, you spot smaller critters and birds, but there are exceptions. At one point, you see a 3-horned deer trying to challenge one another. Before they crash their antlers, a 2-legged dragonling appears, leading its much smaller offspring. The furry beasts. The furry beasts try to intimidate the predators with roars and aggressive head movements. After a few moments, both sides walk away slowly, not willing to risk the fight nor admit their defeat. I wonder what a furry beast is. That sounds ridiculous. You hear the death screams of distant prey and the mating calls of monkeys. Gross. Runners are chasing a gray hare, a group of musk oxen lazily chew the grass, preparing themselves to sleep. Just foxes running together with a link, making playful screeches. Thankfully, you never have to intervene. You sit there watching the not-so-distant forest, trying to outlast your sleepiness. You can only guess how much time has passed. Once you feel you've had enough, you climb down, go into a tent, wake up the bearded man, and confirm that nothing important happened. Your job starts tomorrow. All right. Armor full, appearance bad, nourishment halfway. We feel well. Although I'd say this is on the lesser half of well. 40 days. Merchant Guild wants to take control of this realm. Your wardening duties are secondary. First and foremost, you need to explore the peninsula. Learn about the territory, resources, and threats. Get to know the locals. And if you can, convince them to consider negotiations with Havlaven officials and traders. Could the tribes resist the soldiers or be a threat to the priests of the United Church? Are there any forbidden practices that need to be eradicated, such as blood magic, necromancy, robbery, or slavery? They're forbidden. You know, the head of other early civilizations that will not be named. Okay, that will not be named. Once you finish your reconnaissance, you should speak with Pilia and return to Havlaven. There you'll report back to your employers and get your reward. In the meantime, you have your own goal. Ooh. You tell me when you're sick of making choices. I'm letting you make a choice, okay? I'm letting you make a choice. I'll let you make any choice you want. No, just think about all of them. It's okay. Take your time. No, you can pick any single one that you want. I need to gather some extra coins so I can save my siblings from the debt collectors. That's noble, I guess. I need some extra coins so that I can retire early and live on prosperity and safety. If I gather enough connections among the local leaders, I'll use them to become a major player in the mix. I want to be remembered as a soul who brought peace and order to this realm, a hero. I just want to help people, make this region safer for the locals and newcomers alike. Or I need to find a new life for myself. I have a difficult past and I want it to be forgotten. You know what? Don't doubt at 3 a.m. you're half asleep. I'm going to be a hero. I have to be a hero. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I picked the hero one. I picked the hero one, I'm sorry. I'll find another big decision for you to make. We are not going to be the better than thou fighter. Hero as always. I see. So it does make sense. You get it. You get it. But it's not a hero in the sense of I'm gonna help everybody. It's a hero in the sense that like I look the part of hero and I have like a million bodies sitting in the background. I thought you had already passed out. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll let you make the next big decision. Your half-asleep senses are catching the sounds of the wild forest. Your instincts keep you alert and anxious through the pleasant, humid, late summer air. Evens it out slowly. You're thinking about your goal, but you need to gather your strength. All I can do now is rest. I don't need to eat now. So this is one of the options. Normally, if you find like an inn or something, you have to. Well, we'll see soon enough. We're sleeping on the ground for now. You just wake up, you stretch, and you already feel that like tinge in your back. You really can just get that tinge. Yes. You conquer it all, they must call you a hero. True. I am the hero. You wouldn't get it. It's a Poppy reference. I'm eating Doritos. Elder, you know you're a furry for watching me, right? We're gonna disregard that one. You're surrounded by sunlight. Your back legs, you stand up. Before you're fully awake, you smell a roast. No burning meat, burning rotten meat. Disgust crawls towards your consciousness. You stand up. Normally you would dust off the cape and blanket, but your instincts are stronger than your routine. Your horse is looking around nervously. Your bags are where you had left them. You see an open gate. I don't think that's how that works. No, excellent decision. You're real for that one. I'm trying to be like you for real. I got a nervous horse. I feel like it's fixing to take off on me one of these days. Alright, that's enough Doritos. That's enough. And I just look at the calorie count on the bag. Bro, I didn't get like the family bag because they didn't have it. So I picked up like the next smallest size. It's not the one that you like get in the vending machine. It's like 4 chips in all air. It was like the one that's in like the next stage up. 400 calories. I'm dead tomorrow. No, I polished off 2 bags of them. That's the second bag right there. They were 2 for $4. I don't care. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have gout, a heart attack, and diabetes. Both soldiers are standing near a humble pyre. The man in the shirt looks at it contemplatively. Tulia is the first one to address you. Mud. She greets you with a nod. We use the horse's manure for the flames, so don't worry about cleaning it up. I didn't even know that was a thing. Okay. You see a corpse among the flames. It's impossible to tell if it belongs to a male or a female, but it was an adult. The burning process won't be over for a couple more hours. Traveler, and I'm dead. The latter. A young one. She lacks the pneuma to understand that she couldn't get inside the camp without climbing. Stabbed her with a spear from a safe distance. She shifts her weight. One more fog and she'd be a real threat. Even now it took a couple of hits to knock her down. Sooner or later, every human shell wakes up, gaining more strength with each soul it devours, and each moment it spends in the night fogs. Burning the dead is not just a religious practice, it's a necessity. Soldiers, priests, village mayors, even road wardens. Making a large pyre takes a long time, but it saves lives. Tulia calls this undead a she. Most unites hesitate to do so. Unities? I'm gonna say unities. Unities rolls off the tongue. Doritos are actually so easy to down, it's so bad. Bro, any chip that you can like get in a bag. Any chip that you can like get in a bag. Really taken to like trying to cook a lot of food. Because whenever you cook things, it's like easier to see how much you're eating. But also it's hard to make food in like such big quantities that you're just... You know what I'm talking about? The Doritos were like a once in a while grab. The Doritos were once in a while. And I guess 800 calories later, here we are. Okay. Running away from the reek, huh? I don't blame you. She looks again at the fire. Find us here if you learn what happened to Asterion. We leave once the fall comes, if not sooner. Safe travels. These words make you stop. An old farewell, mocked in a number of songs and tales, but you hear no scorn in Tulia's voice. She observes the fire with one hand on her hip, the other one on her chin. She was actually nice to us. And you wanted her dead, okay? You wanted her dead. You were like, fuck you, says the fuck you guy. Fuck you, says the fuck you guy. Fuck you, says the fuck you guy. You somehow missed the fact that your mount is already saddled and warmed up. You double check the equipment, but you don't need to fix anything. Soldiers were diligent. Normally, preparing any palfrey for a long journey takes a lot of time. You put on your gambeson to make sure that your axe is tightly attached to your belt. Then you get in the saddle. The palfrey ready to leave. It's time for you to get to the crossroads north from here. And we're off. Travel forward to continue your journey. Once you've done with the north, speak to Tulia and return to Hofleben. You have gotten past at least the initial wall of text for this game, alright? This is the map. I know it doesn't look like much right now, but it'll get filled out here in a moment. We are going to go straight north and go to this inn to make a good impression on this guy. Even at a later hour, you wouldn't expect to meet any travelers in the valley. The warm summer breeze lures your mount forward, but the serene chirping of birds is quickly replaced by the distracting screeches and gurgles coming from further down the path. You soon find the pack of four-legged griffins. They're larger than foxes and merge the feathers of birds and furred beasts. Each one is of a different size, coat, and colors, and their temperaments are just as varied. Their fronts are covered with vivid feathers, while their rears have darker fur. Their wings are massive, making them impressive jumpers, but they're too heavy to fly. Oh goodness. Very descriptive. Hard to keep up with. About 24 beasts are yelling, brawling, and chasing each other around, blocking your path. Consider my options. We are the hero. Alright. Our first step in becoming the legend of the peninsula. We're gonna call it the peninsula. Is taking my axe and putting it straight through these people's heads. Usually the safest approach would be to stay where you are and just wait for the pack to get hungry. It may, however, take up to a couple of hours. Thinking about your conversation with Tulia, you got a lot to do, and time may be of the essence. Now, the issue with doing anything with the crossbow is that you only have so many arrows. Only have so many arrows. If you have any vitality points, you can use the warrior's training to access unique interactions. Yeah, why not? Initially, your horse completely trusts your guidance, but after a few more steps, it snorts. You prepare your axe and get ready to push any griffin away. Push away any griffin willing to jump on you. Once you get in the middle of a surprised herd, your mount squeals and gallops forward. Creatures in front of you flee, but the others try to jump at you from both sides. You kick 2 of them away, and while the third one gets close, you break. Its beak lands only on your boot. The hard leather keeps you safe. You ride away and the griffins can't keep up. You still hear their screeches while your mount slows down. Okay. So it can actually grab me, connect a hit on my boot, and nothing happens. But I wake up in the morning after sleeping on the ground, and it's so bad that I'm taking 25% of my HP in damage. Makes sense. Makes sense. The road splits. According to what the soldiers have told you, you may find a safe inn by turning left. The forest to the right is lush, and the trail is overgrown. Kids used to sing this song. The harshest pathway leads to the dragon's lair. Those who search for treasure, do you truly dare? Signpost in front of you doesn't make your situation much clearer. It's put here by someone who can't write, folks who can't read. Covered in old red paint at points east. Blood there, as people say. Danger to be found. There's not a soul to ask for guidance. What's its name? What's its name? Pileto. Yup. Maybe it can't help you choose a path that you spent many years ago. Have to go on and take a couple steps forward. Spot a few berry bushes and wild cabbages. They still need at least 2 weeks to gain maturity. All right, Elder. You're up. I think it said east. W-E-We. East is supposed to be evil badland. And to the left, I guess, is the tavern or inn or hotel, something like that. So are we going exploring, or are we going the beaten path? Ball's in your court. I don't even know when I picked back up the Doritos. They're just back in my hand. You tell me if you want me to make decisions. But you're here, so I gotta put you to work. I do. You get to be like Nami. You get to be the little fairy. Do you think we could survive an encounter? I'm asking you, all right? I'll tell you what. No, I won't tell you anything, actually. Hold on here. I thought it would tell me what kind of things we're meant to encounter, but... should there be one? You're cheating! You want me to spoil it. You want me to spoil it. Hey, it never said that there would be anything there. There's just a sign that says blood there. Alright? It might be a tortoise with a razor shell that rolls around. It may be a dragon. Are we not a team? True. True. It does say blood there. Alright. Oh, looking at it, we are starving. But I can fix that. I can fix that. There you go. We go east. I like it. With gusto. You know what, Elder? You got guts. That counts for a lot out here in the north, the peninsula. This place that we are. The curvy road east is overgrown. Leto trots when it has a chance, but more often it walks, forced to jump over larger branches blocking the path. The nearby lake is surrounded by thirsty wildlife. I observe the dark forest, ready to act if something jumps at me. You got us killed. We're dead, bro. We're dead. A couple of stone slabs were turned into a hut-like shape. One of the ancient chapels raised by the priests of the United Church. In the days of few soldiers and even fewer shelters. The dolmens. Hold on. A couple of stone slabs were turned into a hut-like shape. One of the ancient chapels raised by the priests of the United Church in the days of few soldiers and even fewer shelters. The dolmens proved to be especially durable, though the conditions they offered were harsh. I don't know what any of that means. The entrance is barely wide enough to let you walk inside. It was meant to keep larger beasts away, including your palfrey. You can't spend the night here. You dismount and look around. Let's look at the hourglass. It's the most common religion. You signed us up for church, Elder. You signed us up for church. I hope you're proud of yourself. It's the most common religious sign of the. It's the most common religious sign of the city folk, adapted by the United Church, the Orders of Truth, and the majority of fellowships. It's used in temples and during the funeral rites, but also to decorate codices or jewelry. The winged hourglass portrays the ephemerality. I'm a femboy? Ephemerality refers to the state of being ephemeral, being lasting a very short time or being transient. Okay. When possible, they're made of steel, signifying the strength of humankind's determination and innovation. I don't feel anything. Beams of light through the gaps between the rocks, but you can hardly see anything. A torch would fill the place with smoke, but a candle will suffice. I wonder how many travelers have sat in this cold rock, observing the entrance, fighting with their heavy eyelids. The candle will work. Let's light up a candle. You unpack the tinderbox from your saddles. Place the flint and the linen charcloth on the narrow slab sticking out to the right of the entrance. Decades ago, before the southern invasion, people used fire strikers made of thick steel, but all you have left is a cube-like piece of harsh pyrite. It's not the best, but it's enough to make a couple sparks. Sadly, the weak light is hardly enough to let you examine the chamber. Let's be patient. I think I'm burning daylight is a big issue right now. But with 40 days, we've got time to kill. You touch your surroundings, bringing the candle closer whenever something catches your attention. Even though a part of the ground is covered with a single massive slab, there's sections free of any flooring. You see soil, small rocks, sand. In one spot, you see the remains of charred wood. Also, you notice sticky soot on the walls. Parts of it cover black marks and pictures, possibly letters. Let's look around then. What are you looking for or paying attention to? Example, door. There are no doors in the walls, and considering the size of this dolmen, it only has one chamber. Okay, this thing is the dolmen. This entire building is the dolmen. Slab. In one spot you find remains of charred wood. Let's look at charred wood. Dust, burnt bones, and wood. The wall above this spot is covered with soot. How am I not able to light a torch in here, but they had a fire? Let's look at the markings. A large part of the wall is covered with engravings. It's difficult to figure out what they are meant to portray, but one of the pictures is obvious to you. A long arrow pointing down. Parts of the writing as well as the nearby wall is covered with soot. Okay. Look under the marking. What do you mean you don't understand me? Arrow. A long arrow pointing down. Look at. Look at the floor. Look at the floor. Maybe look at the floor. Okay, hold on. Look back at the marking. God. You know, they used to have a game that was exactly like this. Like a text-based adventure game where you could only type to advance things, and if you didn't know exactly what the people had like programmed in, you could not advance the story. Remember one night I had gotten really drunk with an old buddy of mine, and at least it was like in Black Ops, like you could break out of the chair, you could go to the computer, and you could play this game on the computer. I guess it was one of the first ones ever. I remember we had gotten so stuck and pissed off just because like you know exactly what you're trying to do. You just can't do it. Follow error. Did I mistype that? No, I didn't. Arrow down. Floor down. Under arrow. Oh, okay, hold on. You make a couple of small holes in various spots, but the most interesting area turns out to be hidden beneath the remains of an old campfire. You move all the ash and pieces of wood until you find a well-preserved plank. You dig around, finding a solid trapdoor with a steel padlock. Okay. Okay. I don't think that is where that was referring to. This and this are not even. Under arrow. Alright, game. Take your axe. Realize that the padlock may be much easier. Breakthrough. Wooden planks, even if a bit moist, are in great shape. You look for the right angle and make 3 strong swings. After an encouraging plank, padlock falls off. Because why would we use our axe to break through wooden planks? That wouldn't make sense. That wouldn't make sense ever. Silly suggestion, really. You lift the hatch in heavy, humid air, suggesting an abandoned farm cellar. Candle allows you to estimate that the tunnel is roughly 15 feet deep. There's no ladder you can use. You think about lowering the rope, but you realize that one of the brick walls is covered with large holes, and to be used as a sort of vertical stairs. You hear no sound coming from the tunnel. The moldy walls and old cobwebs are not very welcoming. I mean, I've come down this far. I've gone this far. We're climbing down. You have to move slowly, learning the new route. You hug the cold, moist wall and seeking a support for your boots. It doesn't take long before you feel comfortable enough to jump down, then lighten up another candle. Both the walls and the floor are made of stone slabs. You see no movement, no other sources of light. The short tunnel leads you to a small room. Small room. Stinks of rotting wood and fungi. Abandoned junk is scattered on the ground in shelves. Earthenware jars, rotting scraps of linen or leather, wooden planks, bones for carving, rusty iron tools. While these odds and ends be maybe years or decades old, the basement could be just as ancient as the main floor of the chapel. One thing that seems to be uniquely fresh and durable is a small wooden box, held together with a few fiber cords. Why wouldn't you leave the box? Take the box. Take the box. It doesn't feel empty, but it's light. Shake it for a bit, trying to guess what's inside. You can't open the box without cutting the cords. This feels story-esque. If this was me, I'm jumping down there, I'm slicing into everything, I'm finding anything useful. This place looked abandoned completely. I guess I'll keep it in one piece. You know what? We're finding the One Piece today. We're finding the One Piece. Using the light of your candle, you memorize the holes, you climb up quickly. And we're out. There's nothing else for me to do here. 2. What's 2? 2. What's 2? Is 2 keep the box? I think there may be a delay between me and Australia, okay? The second that you get this message, I need you to type Jaybird. I need you to type Jaybird as soon as you hear that. Nah, the delay is massive. The delay is massive. I getcha. Okay. The delay is maybe like 15 seconds. Noted. All right. I will tab out anytime there is a decision to be made and scroll through 17 YouTube shorts and give you time. Look how gracious of a host I am. You're welcome. All right. I don't believe. As a matter of fact, I'll refresh it right now. I don't even know how to do that if I'm being dead honest with you. But that's okay. We'll make it work. All right, Elder. Do we continue east? Or do we go back the other direction? So far, we've turned a profit, okay? We've turned a profit. I don't know what's in the box. If I'm being honest with you, the first time I played through this, I just went straight along like the story path. I don't even know what's over here. I mean, you can see how tiny these places are. There's a bunch of them. There do be a good bit of them. Give it a few more nights, then maybe I'll pop over to some League. Unfortunately, you're gonna be disappointed in me because I've ranked down. Very unfortunately, I've ranked down. There we go. Do you have enough stamina to keep going? I feel like there is a stamina in here somewhere, but I think the big one is having enough time to, and I think that qualifies. So we were at like the place with Tulia, and so they have like the walls up, and they're like, we have to be on guard for the night because it's like Minecraft or whatever. I'm assuming it's Minecraft rules. I'm playing so much League recently, it's so bad. I'm very sorry for you. I'm very sorry for you. We'll pray for you. The neglected path barely finds any space among the hills, trees, and stems. There's a deer on the ground lying in a red puddle surrounded by a small pack of creatures which notice your presence quickly. There's about 8 of them with thick furs in shades of brown, gray, and black, and hairless faces with small eyes and large mouths, currently stained by the blood of their prey. Some of them move on all fours while others comfortably stand on 2 feet. There are 2 or 3 heads shorter than you, but it's your mount which truly towers over them. You can see how a couple of the beasts take a few steps back, grunting and glancing at one another. The one with gray fur shouts. The others move towards the rocks and sticks which are piled on the road. They hold them awkwardly, with something struggling to maintain a straight posture, leaning on their new weapons for support. Then almost all of them spread to your left and right, blending with the shrubs loudly. Only 2 of the apes are standing still. Alright. It's the decision of, do you think you could take on 100 8th graders? Do you think you could take on 100 4th graders? You know what I'm talking about? If it was me, if this was me in real life, nah, I'm sending it. I'm sending it, bro. Massacre these people. Wait, what are they actually? Small pack of creatures. I guess they're like monkeys. It does call them apes. It does call them apes. No, it calls them goblins. It calls them apes here, and then it does call them pack of goblins. Elder, do we fight the pack of goblins? We've got 2 health and an axe with a crossbow at the ready. We're mounted on the horse. Really just prepared, anticipating. They squared up against me, I want you to remember that. They saw me and they immediately ran for the sticks and the rocks. Yes? I like the way you think. I like the way you think. I like the way you think. Alright, hold on. I still have time to load my crossbow. It's straight up just a crossbow. You wouldn't keep it loaded? Alright, not that, not that. I throw them some food, maybe they'll leave me alone? Nah. They ain't taking my food. But I will use my... They're going to surround me soon, it's time to act. There's no time to... Oh! I guess because I'm a fighter, I know at least some of the options won't work for me. I did not know this. I did not know this. They're going to surround me soon, it's time to act. That means I can't turn around, and there's no time to load my crossbow, which just, like, cuts that off of the options list. Let's... I need to stay in the saddle. I won't be able to keep my horse safe. Okay. Let's scream at the pack and shake my weapon. Maybe it's like bears, how bears do. I'm not charging at them. One food between the 8 of them? What if I threw it at them and they all started fighting each other? I doubt that's ever gonna happen. God, I hope this doesn't count as my action. You do your best, raising your voice in a fierce shout and showing that you're ready to take them down. The gray goblin seems unmoved, showing you its long tusks and swinging its arms. The younger companion looks around, grunting, then jumps into the bushes. The gray one looks after it, but then focuses its attention on you, or rather, something that's just behind you. Oh no. He's right behind me, isn't he? Then you get stabbed in the back, literally. You turn around and see a goblin that, as far as you can tell, is not part of the group surrounding the carcass. It's holding a wooden spear rather than a pointed stick. Or rather, a pointed stick longer than the creature is tall. Your armor was able to reduce the impact, but you feel pain from the hit, and you can tell that the linen was torn. You need to find somebody able to fix it. I wonder how many of them are still hiding among the trees. You've killed us. No, it's gonna be easy on me. It's gonna be easy on me. It's gonna let me get away, actually. Your mount speeds up, though it doesn't have enough space to enter a gallop. You prepare your weapon, but while you may have hundreds of hours of training behind you, hardly any of them happened in the saddle. You do your best to focus. So I'm a fighter, but not a cavalry guy. The other goblins didn't return, but the gray one manages not only to jump aside, but also bounce off the landing spot and grab your boot. Now trying to keep up with your speed, making one long leap after another. First strong swing of your axe wasn't able to reach the target. The spear would do better in this scenario. The other goblin didn't return, but the gray one managed not only to jump aside, but also bounce off the landing spot and grab your boot. Maybe if I kill the leader, they'll disperse? Aim for the head. The lucky swing of your axe hits its skull, not only crushing the bone, but also pushing it out of your way. It rolls over the road, and your mount runs faster. Still riding, you can shake the blood off your blade. Your leg is free, and the road is clear. Okay. Not the worst encounter. Okay. We lost some armor. We lost half of our armor. Or actually, it was at 3 out of 4, and now it's at 2 out of 4. Maybe that's just as good as it gets for now. We lost half of our armor. But we didn't lose any health, and I think that counts for a lot. Oh, it actually let us continue forwards, though. So now if I want to get back to the story path, Elder, I have to cross back through the group of goblins that is going to kill me. Not pointing any fingers or saying anything or naming any names or any of the things, okay? I'm just saying I'm now stuck between this giant tree and a pack of goblins, and a round pine tree blocks the road. For a wayfarer, even over the thin branch. For a wayfarer, walking over the thin branches at the top is not much of an issue. Even Paletto, led on a rope, could walk around the stump, but a large wagon couldn't move onward in one piece. At least not without detaching the mules and packing all the wares and moving everything by hand. Cutting a tree into pieces would take hours, even with the proper tools. You can't help to move it with just muscles that you and your mount have to offer. Surely they leave at some point. We hope. We hope. I still have half the day. There's a chance. Cutting a tree into pieces would take hours, even with proper tools, and you can't help to move it with just the muscles that you and your mount have to offer. I can't get rid of this obstacle all by myself. It'd be a decent spot for a fishing trap if I had one. Let's wash ourselves in a river. Oh, okay, never mind. River's full of life, not only a bit brown and greenish, but also smelling of algae. It won't help you much. Which river is full of algae and brown and greenish? Which moving body of water has algae growing on the top of it? Alright. Game? I step away. Let's investigate. Walk deeper into the wilderness, searching through the shrubs and trees. You don't find any side paths, nor remains of a camp or hamlet. First game trail you find has been used exclusively by animals. These are not completely dry. I guess I don't need to look at all of this. Check the wagon. You can't estimate how deep the tracks were. The ground was hard, so the cart's weight wasn't a significant factor. Let's look at... Oh. Found an arrow. There are no berries left, only broken twigs, fallen leaves, and a trampled grass. You notice a pointy arrow made by a human hand with a head of horn and a black and orange fletchling. You don't know what type of bird would have such feathers. Okay. Doesn't count as ammo, I guess. Rocky wall isn't much of a challenge. The top of the hill is covered with short grasses and furniture. There's a couple of bushes. You follow the deepest tracks leading to the edge of soft earth. Someone jumped down or at least stopped stepping on the grass. I don't think I'm able to go by this way right now. Look at the road. What? Clearing this patch would support future trade routes, but I can't clear it by myself. So it's time to pack up. Yeah, it's not even giving me an option to go up. It's time to pack up. And it's time to pack up. What are you asking me to do right now? I don't want to do it. Alright, I think objective at the moment is figure out what happened here. And if I'm seeing an arrow and I'm seeing the broken carts, okay? Walk deeper into the wilderness, searching through the shrubs and trees. Don't find any side paths, nor remains of a camp or a hamlet. This is the first game trail used exclusively by animals. Okay. Back to the tree. Contains water. There are no signs of sickness that you can recognize, and the termites and other bugs are still sparse. Beneath the trunk, there's no blood, no abandoned life. The top is hip high and unnaturally smooth. You could comfortably sit down on it. First set of tracks is near the destroyed rag, and the wayfarers suddenly stop. You can see where they made a sharp turn. The second trail is close to the tree stump. Most of the marks were left by flat, cheap boots, not suitable for long walks. that someone was wearing hard, wide heels, distorting the ground. Somebody was here. Somebody was here. Both trails avoid the eastern wilderness. They stick to the main road and lead you north. It could have belonged to 24 people, maybe more. What do you think happened to the tree? It was broken by a monster, it was thrown by the wind, it was dying from an illness, it's possible to tell. It was cut down to set up for an ambush. So I mean, both of these make sense. Who was originally transported on the wagon? Someone's belonging. And they were taken north. You think the tree was cut down to set up for an ambush? The cart, which transported someone's belongings, was attacked by Hyman in order to take north. I'm sure. It makes me feel like I did it wrong, but I don't think there's much else to really do here. I don't know what that does at the moment. Let's go back over. Sipping on my 3-hour-old coffee. Forest is uncannily quiet. We actually got past goblins. Alright, we got past the goblins. Pileto trots with ease, unbothered by the few branches covering the beaten path. The birds and distant howls draw your attention to the forest, which gets sparser and brighter. You spot boar, roe deer, and saurians. The sight of a nearby wolf pack worries you, but once you push your hips forward and your palfrey enters a canter, beasts don't even begin a pursuit. Speed alone will protect you from many dangers. You notice the stone tower, taller than the trees. Seems like this one fit. Ooh. Snap. Inns like this one fit regions traveled by merchants, but you wouldn't expect a place of this size in a forsaken peninsula. Stone and lumber must have been transported from far away, and the workers, guarded by expensive mercenaries, surely lived for many seasons in a privated hamlet, subsiding on salted supplies. There are seemingly no cracks in the wall. The building was whitewashed only a few years back. The road is wide and beaten. Dozens of souls could hide, if not in the buildings, yet at least in the yard. The expenses and labor put into this fortress were worth many trading ships. 3 armed people are on the ramparts, though you only see what's above their waistline. They're leaning on the parapet, right next to the gate, and you think you notice a glimpse of a smile. They were gambesons. Each one of them died differently. Yellow, green, and linen gray. Colored clothing. A wealthy hamlet. A woman in yellow armor leans forward. Yellow's like the best color, by the way. I'll say it. She has long, curly, disorderly red hair, pointing in every possible direction. A yellow armored redhead. Alright. Combination of colors doesn't work at all. In the woods, one would have to shout to draw this much attention. There's a fair bit of distance between the two of you, but she speaks loudly. I ain't seen a horse for years now. I just said that it's weird to see such a large jackass, huh? She's calling me a jackass? Voice is young and strong with accents reminding you of the village spread around Hovlevin. No jackass would ever wear a saddle, I'd say. She exchanges a few words with a man guard wearing green, giving you time to move closer. Well, this one here says that there really are Well, this one here says there really are donkey saddles. Say, traveler, how hard is it to ride a horse? God, redheads. Push it back down. Push it back down. Don't say it. You picked this, by the way. We're basing our entire character off of this trope. I'll bugger off. She shrugs and climbs down. After just a moment, the other guards help her open the gate and let you in. Get off your horse and ask where you can leave it. The guard in the yellow gambeson leads you under the roof with a wooden post for a tethering cord near some old hay. When she speaks, her tone is harsh. This place is a haven, but also our house, stranger. Better show our boss due respect. One word from him, she turns back and walks away, and we'll chop you to pieces, no questions asked. The other guards take care of various chores. Just walking around making enemies everywhere I go. Just walking around making enemies. Killing all of the wildlife, raising the cities, making enemies, alright? What have I become? They peek at your mount every now and then as they're splitting firewood, cleaning their clothes, weeding the garden patches, and moving chairs. 2 of them are making a rope. Some others are holding weapons. Head towards the inn. New shelter unlocked. The open windows fill the hall with refreshing air and the sounds of conversation. A muscular man is sweeping the floor near the stairs, but after he glances at you, he leans the broom against the wall and heads behind the counter. You're lucky to show up. His voice is deep and soft, with a city-like accent. Deep and soft. He observes you with keen attention, yet avoids your eyes. I've a keg of decent ale. Wormwood, bog myrtle, juniper berries, cat's foot. He fills a mug carefully and puts it on the countertop. It's going to spoil soon. Today, maybe. But we don't drink here before the even. I hate to see the good stuff going to waste. His skin is dark, almost purple. Rare even among the southern tribes. His hair is naturally bluish. Purple skin, blue hair. Interesting. His clothes are quite fancy for manual labor. The elegant tunic wouldn't stand out in the city square. Planks let out a creak after every step you make, so you slow down a bit. You could swear the innkeepers made little to no noise. Here you go, he pushes the mug forward. But just so you know, my pelt to the north doesn't belong to Hovleven. You can sleep on the floor if you wish to do so, but if you want a better meal, you need to pay. We may have leftovers from dinner, but I need to check. Well, they did tell me to just, be straight up with the guy. Alright, Elder, I'm gonna swap to League. This is gonna be the last decision of the night. Morning, rather. This is gonna be the last decision for the morning of Roadwarden. Do we stick to our intimidating factors, or do we be distanced? I feel like well, maybe friendly could work. Friendly could work, just, as long as you aren't, like, too friendly, you know? You do meet some people that are like that. You can be friendly, but you can't be too friendly with them. They're pretty objective. I don't think I'd be vulnerable with Big Boy. I'm gonna grab something from the kitchen. I'll be right back. God, I love Coke Zero. God, I love Coke Zero. Ugh. Coke Zero gonna make me bust. I think as the hero, sometimes you gotta make peace with the people. So maybe this time, One of the friendlier ones, but nothing too much. You said it. All right, you said it. This is your decision. You made your bed. One of the friendlier ones, but nothing too much. All right. That's friendly. Thanks for the drink. Thanks for the drink. I see you know how to make friends with the Roadwarden. He meets your eyes with a puzzled look, then grabs a wet cloth and starts to wipe down the shelves. From time to time, your conversation is interrupted by splashes of dirty water in a wooden bucket. Well, nothing is truly free. I've worked for a soul of the road, but I don't need a new mouth to babble. He speaks slowly yet audibly. I value my time. You should value yours. I value my time. You should value yours. No, that's not right. Where's voice? I value my time. You should value yours. No, that's not right either. We're drinking the ale. Although he did say it's going bad. He did offer me stale ale. The dark room and wooden walls of the mug make the liquid look as brown as chestnut. The Leon spring hits your nose, and the first sip is even too complex, too flowery. While the brewer has used fancy ingredients, the exotic licorice ruins the aftertaste. Now you know why there's so much left. Maybe it takes an acquired taste. The innkeeper nods. I was hoping to have someone willing to patrol the roads. Maybe you'll help me with a worrying thought I have. There are brigands in the woods. Our place is a stronghold, so I'm not afraid of an open strike. They've gotten more active in the last 2 years. One day they may steal our furs. I have no doubt they've a reason why merchants come here only once. Having bandits around gets expensive. He rubs his hands together, camouflaging his paws. I want you to reach Howler's Dell, northwest from here. It's the largest settlement around. I'm sure you'll get there sooner or later. Ask Thias, the mayor, about Glossia, that bloodthirsty wolf of a woman. I've heard rumors about a raid in the north. Glossia's ready to break the truce with the locals. I'm willing to join forces with them to get rid of her and band. I'm willing to join forces with them to get rid of her band. Who knows? He looks at a nearby dragon bone. Not too difficult, right? Just do it when you have a chance. A couple of days won't make much of a difference. I'll pay you 2 coins when you get back here with the news. Ask Thias, the mayor, about Glossia, the bloodthirsty wolf of a woman. I guess Glossia must be another leader. Ooh. Now I'm not greedy. Nah, the first bit of work you take in a new place, I'll just take the work. It's fine. But we'll call it there. New place, all right, new people, and we're just meeting the mysterious innkeeper. All right, he did serve me alcohol. We're hot on the trails of learning about the old Roadwarden. Are you sure you want to go?